Okay, I think we're live. We're having some technical difficulties. Sorry that we're starting a couple of minutes late. Hi, my name is Alexian, and today is the first Bonfire Bardic Circle. Now, the platform that I use seems to be hiccuping a bit, so bear with us. This is not going to be a perfect broadcast. Hopefully, it'll work perfectly in the future. But we are going to go ahead and start this and get going and see if other people can join us. I know that I have three participants. Two of them keep getting kicked out of the broadcast, technical issues, and the other one is wrestling with his audio. So we are going to do our best and see what happens. And hopefully next month, the tech will hold up to what it's supposed to do, and we can just have a lot of fun. So before we begin, anybody and everybody that's watching, grab a candle. I'm going to give you a moment to get a candle. Okay, I'm going to always start every Bonfire Bardic Circle by lighting a candle and singing a song. And this is going to connect us spiritually. And that's what I want. I want us to connect on a spiritual level. Even though we're doing this virtually and miles, if not thousands of miles apart, we can still be one. Okay, so through the fire, through the flame, let's connect. So grab your candle. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes while I talk. So I really wanted to do something for my Alexian music group, and I really wanted to do something, that was community driven. And so I came up with the idea of the Bonfire Bardic Circle. Think Pagan open mic, and anybody can sign up to participate. So for those that don't know about this yet and are just now watching, you could present a poem, you could dance if you're into belly dancing or tribal dancing. I would love to have some dancers on here. Drummers, singers, share a song or a chant. And of course, storytelling. Storytelling is an awesome thing for a Bardic Circle, as well as poetry, So, yeah, and the way that you sign up is there'll always be a link inside the Alexian Music Facebook group. You just click on the link, you put in your first name and your email address, and it's like an email list type of thing, and it signs you up and it sends you an email automatically with a secret link to get into the studio broadcast here, the broadcast studio, when it's time, in order to join in the fun and be a presenter. Okay, so it's real simple, slow pressure. It's no big deal. So I hope you all have your candle now. So I'm going to sing this song. I just wrote this the other day. Still in the works. Might not be the final version of this chant that I'm working on, but I wanted to write something special for these monthly meetings. I may record this and release it in the future, but everybody grab their candle now and their lighter. And as we light the candle, I'll sing this song. Okay, here we go. We light the fire within our hearts. We light this fire till merry we part. Bless us all that gather here in perfect love and trust adhere. We light this fire within our hearts. We light this fire till merry we part. Bless us all that gather here in perfect love and trust adhere. We light the fire within our hearts. We light this fire till merry we part. Bless us all that gather here in perfect love and trust adhere. So might it be. Okay, So, my first guest is Deborah, and Deborah has chosen to read some poetry for us. So, I'm going to bring her into the broadcast now. Welcome, Deborah. I'm so happy that you could be here. And of course, immediately she got kicked off the website. So, we're going to try Chip. Chip, I hope that you got your mic fixed. Let's find out. How you doing, Chip?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You might want to
Turn it up a little.
I think you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Go ahead, sing a song for us.
All right. This song was written by a Scottish singer-songwriter, Archie Fisher, quite some time back, and it refers to several of the mythological stories that have to do with shape-shifting, that have to do with all of that. So, come with me, if you will, to a time of mist, a time of legend, a time when the wizard was as strong as the warrior, when the witch could control things far beyond our understanding, when humans could talk to animals, animals could talk to humans. Quite a different world. The Witch of the Westmoreland. Hail was the wounded knight, for the Rowan shield, loud and cruel were the ravens' cries that feasted on the field. Same that water cold and clear can never heal your wound. There's none but the Witch of the Westmoreland can make the Ireland sound. So turn, turn your stallion's head, till his red mane flies in the wind, till the riders of the moon go by and the bright stars fall behind, and clearly show the paly moon as the riders passed him by. Below the hill were the brightest stars when he heard the owlet cry, saying, why do you ride this way, and wherefore come you here? Well, I sing the Witch of the Westmoreland, who dwells by the winding mere, and is nearly by the Wool's water, where the misty brake fern waves, till through the cleft of the Cuxton past the winding water lay. And he said, lie down, my brindle hound, rest ye, my good grey hawk, and ye, my steed, can graze your fill, for I must dismount and walk. But come when you hear my heart, and answer swift the call, for I fear that ere the sun shall rise, you'll serve me best of all. And it's down to the water's brim he's borne the Rowan shield, and the golden rod he has cast in to see what the lake might yield. And wet rose she from the lake, and fast and fleet went she, one half the form of a maiden fair, with a jet black mare's body, and loud, long, and shrill he blew, till his steed stood by his side. High overhead the grey hawk flew, and swiftly he did ride, saying, course well, my brindle hound, fetch me the jet black mare, stoop and strike my good grey hawk, and bring me the maiden fair. And she said, pray sheathe thy silver sword, lay down thy Rowan shield, for I see by the briny blood that flows ye been wounded in the field. And she stood in a gown of velvet blue, all around with a silver chain, and she's kissed his pale lips once and twice and 3 times round again, and she bound his wound with a golden cord. Full fast in her arms he lay, and he has risen hale and sound with the sun high in the day. And she said, ride with your brindled hound at heel, and your good grey hawk at hand. There's none can harm a knight who's lain with the witch of the Westmoreland.
Excellent job, man. Very good. You want to sing us another one real quick?
Okay. I'm still fighting with the headset situation here a little bit.
Okay, I tell you what, I'll go ahead and bring Deborah back while you play with your audio, and then we'll rotate back around and bring you back, okay? All right. I'll be back to you. Don't go away. You guys like my robe? I had this made for the Alexandrian Grand Sabbat when we flew over to Ireland back in 2015. So today gave me an excuse to bring it out the closet and look all ceremonial like. All right. Deborah, are you back? Oh, I got 2. Deborah on her phone.
Yes.
You're clearer on your phone. Imagine that.
Yes, much better.
Okay, excellent. Yes, you can. Anybody that's interested in presenting, it's actually not too late. You can actually go to the Alexian Music Group. It's called Alexian Music Group on Facebook, and join. And if you're in there, you just click and fill out the form, and you'll immediately get an email with a link to join and be a presenter even today. So I'm monitoring that as the circle continues today. But Deborah, what do you have for us today?
I've got some poems.
Awesome. I love poetry, and I love your necklace. That's beautiful. It's kind of blingy.
It's Tanzir. You remember Tanzir?
I absolutely do remember Tanzir. Absolutely.
So
yeah.
it's a classic
piece. I'm sorry?
It's a classic piece.
Classic piece. Yeah, that takes me back. I've known Deborah for decades. We go way back. All right, take it away, Deborah.
Okay, so this is a poem that I wrote that was published in 2002 season of The Witch. It's called Song of the Keltoi. Oop. Trying to keep my phone up. From the inner recesses of my mind, the white men of Danu stand, round the sacred runic stone, chanting blessings to the land. Within the magic ring they sing of unwritten secret power. Hear the exaltation of the past as the Keltoi praise their hour. When the shadow fell upon the land of graven, silent oppression, dictates and dogmas sought control this Christ's bloody obsession. The Keltoi, torn from tribal roots, found comfort in the mists, and the ancient ways dissolved from sight, safe within the realms of myth. Proud troubadours sang their tales, drawn from ancient voices, but softened oft to fairy tales in Renaissance rejoices. As the wheel turned and forged the truth, the soul force of the Keltoi stored, and nature conspired to remind them no noble legacy deterred. The power of the land itself remained steadfast and strong, holding deep their secrets true and the power of the Keltoi song. But deep within the Celtic mists, still the Keltoi sing their song, and ancient wisdom is revealed from the mythic world beyond.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you have another one for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead and do another one, and then I'll bring Chip back. Actually, Anita is back in the studio, so we might have her on next. But go ahead and read us another poem. This is wonderful.
The eternal cycle. And so I know it's true. It's happened throughout time, without the cause of reason for logic or for rhyme. Each year marked by passing season, new life grows old and dies, just as we, our mother's children, change season when winter cries. Passing through this world, an endless cycle fought, I find no cause to keep me, no answers, though I sought. I've lived life in springtime, an eternal budding youth. I danced among the richness, searching for the truth. I've lived life in summer, did not follow or belong, a fragile and fleeting beauty like the echo of a song. I've lived life in autumn, mother of the earth, changing through life cycle, giving death new birth. Upon my death in winter, life's quest has come to pause, and I await the springtime to search once more for cause.
I think we're all going through awakenings for causes right now in our lives, aren't we? There's so many things happening in the world, and I think a lot of people are starting to wake up. That's a really beautiful poem.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
love
I'm
it.
glad to share.
Yeah, and don't go away. I'm gonna bring you back to share more. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, Anita, let's try it.
Okay.
Anita, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay. I was
Maybe
going to
more
do
light. Go ahead.
The Harvest by Rick Horminus, I think you pronounce his name. Anyway, here goes. So the Sun King dies as the corn and the wheat feel the cool steel scythe of the harvest. Filled with joy we weep for the love known and missed as we reap the seeds we have sown. Gather the crowds we have carefully have tended. See how soon the baskets fill. From the season to season, the days ever turn on the wheel of the year. So the Sun King dies as the corn and the wheat feel the cool steel scythe of the harvest. Filled with joy we weep for the love known and missed as we reap the seeds we have sown. Soon comes the frost and the solitude of winter. Trust in the promise of the spring. Guard the seeds we must carry. Hold them close to your heart till the warming of the star. Be the steward that you are. So the Sun King dies as the corn and the wheat feel the cool steel scythe of the harvest. Filled with joy we weep for the love known and missed as we reap the seeds we have sown. Thank you.
Very nice. You have a nice voice, Anita. I've never heard you sing before.
No, I haven't. This is great because I love singing with people and I haven't done it for a while.
I actually haven't heard that song in a while. I know
It's
that
a
song.
great song.
Oh, yeah. I know that song very well. I just haven't heard it in a while, but you sang it and you even got the modulation when the key changes. A lot of people don't get that, and you did.
Thank you.
Do you have another one for us?
I got a million of them.
Okay, do one more and then we'll rotate back to Chip, okay?
This is a poem by a friend of mine. I forget his name, but he's published. If anybody really wants to know, they can email me or something. Anyway, it's about the honeybees disappearing. The honeybees are leaving us, disappearing from our world. Mornings they swarm to work like us. Evenings so few return. They offer no explanations, forward no goodbye notes. Their empty hives erupt with silence. We look away, no time to send search parties, no time for rescue missions. The honeybees are leaving us a mystery, darkest combs of honey, of taste of doom upon our tongues. That's it.
Cool, cool. I can't tell when you're done because you're in the dark. I'm like, is there more? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Don't go away. And we'll come back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like Roberto has rejoined. Give me a thumbs up on camera, Roberto, if you are wanting to present something. Okay. In you go. Hey, man. Oh, I see a drum. On camera, Roberto, if you are wanting to present something. Okay. In you go. I see a drum.
Just a moment of simple drumming.
I wouldn't call that a simple moment of drumming. That was pretty complex. Very nice. Very nice. Do you want to present something again? Anything else? Not for now. Okay. All right. If you're still hanging out in the studio, I may rotate back to you. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Back to Chip we go. We're jetting all over. The next time around, I'll find out where everybody's living, right? So tell us where you're at before you start your next presentation, Chip.
Well, I'm in Orlando, Florida, and I'm totally have no idea what this sound is like coming through there. I hope it's okay and somewhat balanced because my system here isn't letting me get any feedback from it.
It's okay. We're hearing you just fine. It's kind of jittery a little bit, but it's clear. It's pretty clear. It's pretty clear. So before the next one, we'll have to meet privately and work out your audio.
Okay, because it was set up well to do a particular thing, and most of my surprise didn't work out here. But as they say, on with the show.
On with the show. Take it away.
This is a song by Stan Rogers and reflects how the old ways stayed with people who came across the Atlantic Ocean, in this case settling in Nova Scotia. Has to do with the mythical god Fingal, god, man, demigod sort of thing, who was asleep in a cave, waiting until his people needed him to come forth and protect them. Cold wind on the harbor, rain on the road, wet promise of winter sends recourse to cold. There's fire in the blood and fog by the door. The giant will rise with the moon. 'Twas the same ancient favor in the Isles of the Blessed that our fathers brought with them when they came west. 'Tis the blood of the Druids that never will rest. The giant will rise with the moon. So pass the glass down, move with the tide. Young friends and old whiskey are burning inside. Pass the glass down. Fingal will rise with the moon. The wind's in the north, there'll be full moon tonight, and we have our circle to dance in her sight. Light a torch, bring the bottle, and build the fire bright. The giant will rise with the moon. So pass the glass down, move with the tide. Young friends and old whiskey are burning inside. Pass the glass down. Fingal will rise with the moon. Cold wind on the harbor, rain on the road, wet promise of winter brings recourse to cold. There's fire in the blood and a fog by the door. The giant will rise with the moon. The giant will rise with the moon.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you want to do another one?
Not right now.
Okay, I'll give you a moment to think. Okay, back we go to Deborah with more poetry. Deborah, where are you from at the moment?
I am living in Punta Gorda, Florida.
Punta Gorda, Florida, another Floridian. I just want you guys to know this is broadcasting live on my Facebook, on my page, in the group. It's on my YouTube, it's on my Twitter, and I had people talking to me from Australia, from UK that are going to watch it later and possibly join in the future. So I'm really trying to make this Bonfire Bardic Circle a international experience. Okay, what do you got for us now?
Well, I've got 3 short poems. The first is In Her Hand. Tomorrow's goddess in world unknown, destiny calls my name in echoed silence of dreams, yet dawn awakens at its loss, and the internal pyre burns fierce for what is true. Lifetimes ago, answers poured, a waterfall of senses alive. Luna drew seasons changing, the magical dance called, elemental powers united, a oneness with all within. Tomorrow's goddess is yesterday's dreams. Her white light flows through all lifetimes of energy created, yet one more lifetime holds captive the goddess within. Let us set her free. The Kaleidoscope. A momentary rainfall of brilliant hues arrange themselves with grace and fall effortlessly into such beauty, a vibrant array within the mind's eye. The kaleidoscope dances, this reflection of humanity. Our souls, these bits of brightly colored glass, are shaken by the lords of life, and with a flick of the wrist, a new design is formed. The old is rearranged and recreated, another generation is born, and we are but temporary beauty, the momentary position of the kaleidoscope of life. And as the pattern of light is weaved into design once more, we change, rearrange again and again, time after time, always different, always beautiful, always significant. True nature. Journeying toward completion, I stop. I look at the stars whose permanence has been etched throughout creation. They do not vie for position nor space. They do not compete for brilliance or luster. They just are, sparkling diamonds of night, simply revealing their true nature. Struggling through these tribulations of humanity, I stop. I look at the sea, whose beauty, mystery, and myth has filled lifetime after lifetime with reason for being. She is the big blue, our oceanic mother, and as she lulls the earth with her constant lullaby, she rocks her children of the deep to sleep, simply revealing her true nature. And as I search for understanding, as the mysteries of life seem vague and obscure, I stop. I look at the earth, whose majestic sweetness encircles and embraces all existence, whose ancient wisdom our master's teacher on how to live at one with all. She does not question, yet she canvasses with secrecy the frailty of humanity, simply revealing her true nature. And as I chain myself to yesterday by claiming guilt for past mistakes, I stop. I lift the pall of victim mentality and set aside the human paradigm that says I must be explained. As professionals dissect us into fragments of cause and effect, we do not need to expose the mysterious why to breathe, to feel, to think. We are perfect as the stars, as vast as the sea, as sound as the earth. We are unique and must simply reveal our true nature and set it free. Pablo Picasso once said, "I don't develop, I am."
I am. Yes. That is actually the motto for Aries, which I'm an Aries. I am. Thank you so much for sharing, Deborah. I'll keep rotating. So if you got more, hang out. So before we go to the next person, I would be remiss to mention that I am doing this completely for free. However, it does cost to rent the software in order to stream it live to the world. And so tips are greatly appreciated. If you go to my website at alexianmusic.com/tips, you can, send me a couple bucks. Every little bit helps, truly does. And thank you so much in advance if you do. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate over to Anita. Anita, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Where are you hailing from today?
I'm from New Jersey, Merchantville.
So you're up in New Jersey.
Merchantville. Yeah, South Jersey.
Awesome. Okay, what are you going to share with us next?
Excuse me?
Go ahead and sing your next song.
Still there? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to do Bedlam Boys.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. For the same time of Bedlam, 10,000 miles I traveled, mad Marlin goes on dirty toes. Would to save her shoes from gravel, still I'll sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air, and they want no drink, no money. I went down to Satan's kitchen for to get me food one morning, and there I got so piping hot, all on the spit to turn, and still I sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air, and they want no drink, no money. From the hagging hungry goblin that into rags would rend ye, all the sprites that stand by the naked man in the book of moons defend ye. Still I'll sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air. And I want no drink, no money. My staff has murdered giants, and me bag a long knife caddies with the cutting and spice from children's thighs. All on the spit. I lost my place. And feed them to the fairies. Still I'll sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air. And they want no drink, no money. The spirit's white as lightning would on me travels guide me. The stars would shake and the moon would quake whenever they espied me. Still I'll sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air. And they want no drink, no money. And when that I'll be mothering the man in the moon to a powder, his staff I'll break and his dog I'll shake, and I'll howl the demon louder. Still I'll sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air. And we want no drink, no money. For to see my time of bedlam, 10,000 miles I travel, mad modeling goes on dirty toes. For to see her save her shoes from gravel, still I'll sing bonny boys, bonny mad boys. Bedlam boys are bonny, for they all go bare and they live by the air. And they want no drink, no money. Sorry about that.
Yay! Okay, listen, you really have a nice voice, Anita, and I should bring this up. I don't know if you all know, but everybody that's listening, I have a volunteer group where it's called Spectral. And if you go to alexianmusic.com/spectral, if you're interested, you can sign up and end up singing background vocals on some of my recordings. It's a volunteer position. There's no pay, but you will get complete credit. So I'm also looking for dancers. So all you dancers out there, if you do tribal dancing or belly dancing, not so much ballroom dancing, but like, you know, pagan-esque dancing. I am looking for dancers and vocalists to be in my recordings and my music videos. So check out alexianmusic.com/spectral.
Sounds like fun.
Anita, somebody keeps messaging that they think they know you. Did you
really?
see those messages?
Did I see
That's
what?
pretty cool. I said, did you see those messages?
No.
No? Let's see here. It is Michelle Morrison. Michelle from the UU of Cherry Hill.
Oh, yeah. I used to go there, yeah.
She recognized your voice in the dark. She knew it was you, even before you said you were in New Jersey. Isn't that cool?
It is cool. Yeah, I've been there for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. Somebody, we don't know who you are because you have to. So, like in the description of the broadcast, there's a little link from StreamYard, and it says, you know, click here if you want your name and your picture to be shown during the broadcast. You didn't click that, so it's coming up as Facebook user. So somebody is saying we have a song, but we're not put together. My wife is trying to get her hair combed, then myself as well. Before you can even present, you have to sign up. So whoever you are, you have to go to the Alexian Music Group, click the link, and then you'll be able to be approved to get in, because we don't want the link to be public and let just anybody come in and cause havoc, right? So there's a gate. So anyway, go to Alexian Music Group and sign up there. I am monitoring new signups, and it looks like we have a new person that did make it into the studio. So I'm going to let you go, Anita. Hang out if you got more. And it looks like Earl has joined us. Hello, Earl. Where are you coming from?
Good afternoon, everyone. Coming from Eastern Iowa.
Iowa. Iowa stubborn.
Yeah.
I've been to Des Moines. I've been up there. I actually was born and raised in southern Missouri and went to Iowa off and on. Yes.
Excellent. Yep, I'm up in Waterloo, which is about 2 hours northeast of Des Moines.
Awesome. So what 5-minute share do you have for us?
Well, I'm going to be sharing one of my write-ups that I wrote for the local UU for a sermon.
Okay.
Given the pagan perspective.
Okay, so it's lesson 5, right?
Let's see. This would be, yeah, I guess you could consider that.
About 5 minutes-esque. Okay, we're not looking for a whole sermon.
Oh, heck no. I kept it shorter than that.
Okay, cool. Well, take it away. You've got the floor, sir.
All right. This is called Spiritual Reflection of Unity and Community, because here at Iowa Pagan News and Prairie Land Radio Network, it's all about building unity with community. As a spiritual leader in the pagan community, it has been stated to me from several people who I look up to, confide in, and get inspiration from, that what I am doing is an important role, not just for a spiritual leader, but also being a voice for all pagans across the nation and across the pond. I too was raised up in the Methodist church attending Bible school, which was okay, but then once when I was out of school, I did not do anything spiritually wise until I was in my 30s and decided to try the non-denominational route. I think all of us at one time or another have had to spend time feeling out just what fits with each of us, developing our spiritual needs. This worked for a little while, but after seeing how the members were flaunting their statuses and not really acknowledging my presence, I just said, nope, enough was enough. It was in 2003 when I was living in Minnesota. A good friend of mine introduced me to the UU Church and the Cups group. It was then I finally felt like I found my place. It was at that point I was learning what paganism was by reading and asking questions of elders and leaders. Soon after that, it was when I decided to use my skills as a DJ by starting up my own pagan-based internet radio station, which gained recognition very quickly in the pagan community. And soon I was interviewing authors, singer-songwriters, bands, you name it. I had people coming out of the woodwork wanting to talk with me. I began to truly love the work I had begun. Now the really fun part, being a radio host, is getting to know a lot of people with diverse backgrounds and spiritual upbringings. To getting to know and discuss important topics, which I feel people need to hear. The important part of it is the dedication and the work I have put into bringing people together in a good, positive way. This is what brings about the inspiration for what I want to share with you today. I have one question for all of you. What do the words community and unity mean to each of you? The spiritual meaning of the word unity, as is stated throughout Scripture, is this. It speaks clearly of spiritual unity, a unity of faith and beliefs. If believers are to work together and be successful, they must be of like spirit and be in agreement of the message they want to express to others. I'd like to share with you a short writing I created one Sunday afternoon after listening to a very inspiring sermon. Basically, he was talking about being accepting of other spiritual faiths and paths. This is something I've been trying to tell pagans for several years. It is time to put an end to the division, the negativity, and the hiding. I've always done my best to convey that there is no one set way to practice being Wicca, pagan, heathen, Asatru, or even Christian-based path. We must learn to be more accepting and welcoming, just as our fourth principle states here to UU. As pagans, we have no Bible, no set church, and the majority of us consider nature to be our church. Those same people will tell you that you try to get them to conform, you'll have a coup d'etat on your hands. We all need to treat each other with respect and thoughtfulness. This will always be accepted in any group. I am all about unifying the pagan community and always will, no matter what. I'm all about doing away with the witch wars, the rifts that have been formed due to egos and attitudes. And after 2009, when I decided to become a spiritual leader for the pagan community by getting my ordination as a minister, there are certain responsibilities I knew I had to take very seriously. And one was making a commitment at working to unite the community by encouraging other pagans to work together at common goals, to set aside all egos and to stop attacking people over their spiritual paths. Something else you'll hear me talk about is this. It is time for the hiding to end. It is time for people to come out of the broom closet, so to say, and stand up and say, yes, I am a proud pagan, and no one can ever take that from you. All we have is each other to support, to lean on, to learn from each other. And we just pray to many gods and the goddess that we're just like you and we just have fun doing things. It's time for people to stand together to support each other, stand strong, participate in community support, whatever you believe in, and above all else, do things with a positive attitude. I'm going to kind of skip through this a little bit. Over the last 7 years, I've been encouraging other pagans to stand with me and say, I am a proud pagan, and I stand with my brothers and sisters to create strength, harmony, and a peaceful coexistence with each other. No matter what spiritual path you believe in, I encourage you to share your own message of unity with others around you to show strength and support for them and your community. I've had the privilege of talking with many of our authors who are also elders in the community. And the one thing that each one of them has said is that we all need to support each other. We need to be here to learn from each other and to show support for our elders. I view witchcraft as a religion that has evolved over the centuries. I do not consider witchcraft to be a modern invention. Instead, I deal with it in my writings. And that was a quote from one of our elders who has passed just recently. It has always been my position that we don't need an ancient tradition in order to be validated. We just happen to have one. So with this, I want to just say, may the Great Spirit be with all of you as you look towards the week ahead. Blessed be, aho, and pleasant journeys.
So mote it be. Thank you for sharing your heart and your mind with us. We're very lucky here in Central Florida. Not to my knowledge anyway. I probably run, I didn't even realize this, but somebody brought it to my attention that I probably am running one of the oldest covens in Florida. Twisted Oak has been around since 1993. And to my knowledge, there has not been any witch wars or fighting here in Central Florida. So I feel very lucky for that. I hear of horror stories in other places, and it's not what it's about, guys. It's about loving and supporting each other and knowing there is no one way. If you want one way, then that's not paganism.
Nope. Sorry.
It's not paganism. You're in the wrong branch of the tree.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm Alexandrian. I'm one of the traditional branches, but it's just there's more than one way of doing things, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's absolutely okay. It's beautiful that there's a myriad of diversity in paganism, and I would not have it any other way. So thank you, sir.
You are very welcome.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to, I know there's a couple of people trying to get in and register at the last minute. Frank registration came through. So if you use the name Frank and or a Frank email, I don't remember what it was at this point, check your email because you have been approved and you have a link to click on to get into this studio and join with us. Also, I have to thank Robert Gelman. Thank you very much, sir, for the tip. I appreciate it very greatly. Every little bit goes a long way. All right, so we're going to cycle back around to Deborah.
So in 1992, I was with a group in Colorado Springs, and we decided to pay homage to the people who had lost their lives in the Salem witch trials. It was the 300th anniversary, and we created T-shirts to commemorate the people who had lost their lives. And we stayed up all night for a vigil, and I wrote this poem in reflection of that experience. It's called Never Again. All I have is taken, bound to the pyre of their desire, a bonfire of rage and fear as they stand laughing. In defiance, I remain staring strongly. Their cruelty cannot dampen what blazes deep within, and the pulse of panic consumes their feeble minds, and they give rise to the life of the fire. Praise God, they bleat as lost sheep, desperately clinging to their darkness while the golden reflection dances across their faces. Praise God, their over-holy pleas rejoice their destruction. Their weakness disgusts me as I watch them cling to their fear, and their loving God grows cold. Zen meditations dissolve with my charring flesh, and I'm left with nothing but bitter resentment, invading my anguished passions. What evil wrought this karmic plan? What lesson? What lesson? And for whom? My paradise has felt the pangs of shame as I look into their faces and know we are one. Their father's golden warmth touches life entirely. He takes me up in dance and song, and I long desperately to soar away, unfold my wings, and fly with graceful pride. Yet now I desire the deep security of mother's arms, wrapping me breathless forever in her dark embrace. William Shakespeare wrote, "The heretic is he who lights the fire, not she who burns in it." For those who have died for our freedoms, may they not be forgotten. May we take the light and life they gave us into the future of the world we all share. Where there is intolerance or prejudice or discrimination, we are all affected. They burned us once, but never again. And I can't leave on a down note, so to wrap up my poetry, I'm leaving it with a poem called Rebirth of Death. On embryo Earth and the Milky Way womb, new life creates, destroys, and creates the ebb and flow of destiny into design, like the DNA of life. Through the sky's amber eye, life is fed unto the earth, the umbilical connection between celestial and reality. And at the end of this earthly pass, we travel through darkness, drawn toward a great white light, just as the unborn infant takes its first journey through mother's walls into that intense brilliance of life. Blessed be.
Blessed be, Deborah. Blessed be. Wonderful. You really, how many poems have you written over? You've got lots.
Lots.
So have you put together a book of poetry yet?
No.
Thinks you should. You should gather all of this together and put it into some sort of beautiful format and share it with the world.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
absolutely. It's gorgeous poetry. And this goes right along with the bonfire here. The Bonfire Bardic circle. Blah, 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 blah. We all have a voice within inside ourselves, yearning to get out and to express our love and our heart, the thoughts in our minds. And when you don't do that, it's a selfish act. And I'm nothing against you, Deborah, but I'm speaking in general. It's a selfish act because you're denying other people that would be inspired and moved by your words. So as bards, whether it be words that are spoken, words that are sung, music that is strummed, beats on a drum, or moving those hips and dancing the dance of life. You need to express yourself. You need to let it out, because it's a beautiful thing and it inspires other. I cannot tell you how many times I receive emails about my music and these moving stories that say, that song of yours came to me just at the right time when I needed it most. Well, your words, Deborah, are the same. They could save a life, literally. I've had people write to me saying, I was so depressed that I didn't know what to do. I was in the tub, ready to end it all. And your music came on and it made me cry and it made me release. And then I learned to live again, and this is just a song I wrote, it's not like I'm trying to make me better than thou, because I'm not, it's just a song to me. Right. I mean, it's from my heart. Don't get me wrong. I expressed it, but it meant something different to that person in that moment. It was a beautiful, magical act. And if anybody asks me, what do I worship? I worship creativity. What is the ultimate definition of God or goddess? Creativity. You want to be more godlike? Be more creative, right? So,
Absolutely.
I love this. I love what's happening here today. It's only our first episode and I'm already being moved by your words. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Okay, so Anita is still with us. I think she has another song. Yay!
I've been still trying. Okay, how about Missouri by Arlo Guthrie? Okay, am I still there?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, you're still on. I've just removed myself so that you can have radio silenced so we can hear your beautiful voice.
Okay, it's the
Okay.
Missouri by Arlo Guthrie.
Okay.
Okay. The Missouri, she's a mighty river away, you rolling river. The red man's camp lies on her borders. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. A white man loved an Indian maiden. Away, you rolling river, with notions sweet, his canoe was laden. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river, I'll take her across the rolling water. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. The chief disdained the trader's dollars. Away, you rolling river, my daughter never you shall follow. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. At last there came a Yankee skipper. Away, you rolling river, he winked his eye and tipped his flipper. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. He sold the chief that fire water. away, you rolling river. Across the river, he stole his daughter. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, you rolling river, across the wide and rolling river. Away, we're bound away, across the wide Missouri. That's it.
That's it. I love how you say that at the end every time. Beautiful, beautiful voice, beautiful song. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, guys, we have officially reached 1 hour. I want these broadcasts to be 1 hour max and very concise. So thank you so much, Deborah and Chip and Anita and Earl and Robert, for all joining me in this live broadcast. Again, this is the first one of many, many, many. I'm going to do this monthly on the first Saturday of every month, always at 4 p.m. I did some calculations, and that's 4 p.m. Eastern time. I did some calculations, and 4 p.m. Eastern time seems to be the sweet spot, because if it's 4 p.m. on the East Coast, it is 1 p.m. on the West Coast, but it's 9 p.m. in the United Kingdom, Greenwich Mean Time, and it is 8 a.m. the next day, Sunday morning, in Australia, in Sydney. So they're just waking up to brekkie, right? And they can still jump on and join us for some song and poetry and inspiration for their new day on Sunday, even though it's still Saturday afternoon here. So 4 p.m. seems to be the sweet spot. That's why I set it at 4 p.m. so we can get more continents involved, right? Continents. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for a wonderful first experience. I can't wait to see what happens next month. So till Merry we part, that time has come. Putting out a magical candle, you never blow it out, at least in my tradition. So merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. So mote it be. Blessed be everyone. See you next time.